Hello, Bots and Books fans, this is Scorp1701, and tonight we are going to be going back to 1966 as we take a look at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Adam West Batman from the classic Batman television series. And this is going to be an awesome figure that a lot of people have been waiting for. Some who weren't happy with just the 5-inch figures that McFarlane released in the Batman 66 line. They wanted an Adam West Multiverse figure, so here it is. And I can't wait to take a look at this thing. And to start off, we have to take a look at this awesome packaging. And as you can see, it is in your standard DC Multiverse packaging. You have a nice open window with Batman there. You have 12 plus DC Multiverse Batman, the classic TV series. And this is part of a retro sweepstakes with a chance to win a limited edition replica cowl of the 1966 version of Batman's mask. And you have Batman here at the bottom. On the top of the box, you just have 22 moving parts, the Batman, the classic TV series logo, McFarlane Toys. On the left side of the box, you have the Batman TV series logo again, Batman Classic Television Series, Batman, McFarlane Toys. On the right side of the box, you have DC Multiverse Batman and some more information about winning that awesome cowl. And if you would like to take a look at that, maybe scan that QR code and get some more information, be my guest. But we must be moving backward and outward as we take a look at the bottom of this figure. And on the bottom of the figure, we just got some credits for the box and a barcode. If that will help you find the figure in the store, be my guest. And finally, coming around to the back of the packaging, we have an awesome picture of Adam West Batman there, and that is so cool. At the top, you got McFarlane Toys, and then coming down, you have Batman Classic TV series, and that is such a cool picture. I love that. And that completes the packaging, and I don't want to see Batman in the packaging, so let's boom bash get him out and see just how groovy this guy is. And here we have Adam West Batman out of the packaging. Out of the packaging, he stands approximately 7¼ inches tall. He comes with some accessories, and he comes with this cool little card. This is what you need to have to enter for a chance to win the awesome replica Bat Cowl. And basically you have Batman here on one side. It says enter for a chance to win in McFarlane Toys, and on the other side you get some instructions on how to win. And basically what you do is you just scratch off this little section here in order to reveal a code that you would scan this QR code to get to, and then you put your code in and enter for a chance to win. And don't worry, you still have till February of next year to enter to try to win this little cowl. So if you're interested in that, good luck to you. And so that is going to be his card. We don't get a standard character card like we did with most of the DC Multiverse. We just got that. So we'll take a look at all the accessories a little bit later. But first off, I want to get a closer look on the Bright Knight himself. And coming in real close on the Batman 66 head sculpt. Now, it is done in a nice two-tone color scheme, just like the one from the TV show. Starting off at the majority of the cowl is done in this nice blue, and you have the ears molded in there. Now, the ears were mostly cloth, and you could see that they were kind of sewed in up here, and the tops of them were kind of free to go where they wanted to. Sometimes that would make the ears bend off to the side, and that would look kind of strange, but for the most part, it was okay. They weren't too tall, and they weren't too short, I guess. The top of the cowl, you do have some nice line work right here between the ears. I like those lines. And coming down to the main part of the forehead, you do have it done in a nice black. You have some eyebrows and a nose line picked out in the light blue. You have some cool eyes molded and colored in there. That's good. And the tip of the nose is done in the same blue as the cowl. I did have to look that up to see if it was accurate because it seemed a bit strange to me, but no, it's supposed to be that way. Nice flesh tone for the face. I like the face sculpt. very nicely done as Adam West. Coming out from the main head, you have the neck joint coming down to the top of the chest, and that is cool. Then you have the cape, which is a single piece, and it is glued right here along this seam. And the cape is done in this nice shiny blue fabric. And let's zoom out so we can see the entirety of the cape, because it has a nice jagged edged bottom, and it's cool. It goes all the way down to his feet. And it does have some nice bendy wire, so you can actually mold this and form this to how you want him to look. And it can kind of have flayed out like that and have him glide. That is really neat if you want to do that. And that is going to be his cape. Coming back to the center of his body, let's zoom back in there. It's basically going to be all gray. You do have your television series bat symbol right here on his chest. Coming down, you have some nice blue gloves with the little spikes on the end. I like that. He has his utility belt, which is done in a nice yellow with a golden buckle with a bat on there. The pouches are designed to have the buttons here so they could open from the bottom and the stuff could fall out, so that is cool. Has some blue shorts coming down to some gray legs and some blue detailed boots, and that's really nice. On the bottom of the boots, you do have some copyright detail and some peg holes if you want to post him somewhere. And he looks really good for a 66 Batman. On the back, nothing that you wouldn't expect if you want to see a complete back image. Nothing not too unexpected there. And that is going to be what your 66 Batman looks like. And for the most part, yeah, I think he looks really good and how he's supposed to. My only critique about how he looks is I wish they would have found a closer color of blue to match his cowl, gloves, trunks, and boots to his cape. I think if they did a different blue, it would match this. It doesn't have to be shiny blue like the cape, but I think that just clashes a little bit because it's not as close as it could be. But for the most part, it's not going to kill me, and I think he looks all right. And that is what your 66 Batman is gonna look like. Moving on. And for articulation, now to get some unobstructed articulation, what you'll probably want to do is fold your cape together as much as you can here in the back so you could have the full range that you can get with your limbs without it hitting the cape. So starting at the head can go around 360 degrees. It can look down a long ways and it can look up a long ways, and you do get some wiggle waggle left and right in the head. So that's a lot of good motion there. Coming to the shoulders are on a butterfly and they can come back and forward into the body, so that is cool. They can come up a long ways and then they can go back down. They can go around 360 degrees, coming down to a bicep rotation, 360 degrees there, coming down to a double hinged elbow, and that gets you the entire way, so that is cool. Coming down, because of the double hinged elbow, you do not get a forearm rotation, but sacrifices must be made. However, coming down to the wrist, you have a wrist articulation, 360 degrees here with the McFarlane standard wrist ball joint, which can hinge in and out and up and down depending on how you have the ball joint turned, and that is independent of the hand articulation itself, which can go around 360 degrees. So that is pretty cool. Coming to the center of the body, you do have an upper diaphragm rotation, which will take you around 360 degrees, and that is it. Unfortunately, there is no waist articulation. This is a solid piece down here, but you do get as much wiggle waggly as you need in the chest section and the ab crunch to go forward and backward to replace any type of waist articulation that you might need. Coming down to the legs can go forward just a little bit. They can go back even less because the butt gets in the way. A majority of your leg articulation is actually going to come out to the side, so that is pretty far right there. Coming down to the thighs, you do get just a tad left and right of thigh articulation, coming down to a double hinged knee bend, which gives you a good range. I like that. And then that will bring you down to not a boot cut here at the top of the boot, but at the foot. And the foot itself can hinge all the way around 360 degrees, and that is on the McFarlane ankle joint. And like the wrist and the hand, the foot can move forward, and then it can move back, and then again you could use it as like a rock, but it's just this whole joint moving around. And coming down to the toe, you do have toe articulation up like that. So yeah, that is pretty neat. He has some interesting articulation in places that I wouldn't expect, like the butterfly joint, but that's gonna help him dance. I'll get to that later. And the leg articulation is a little limited going forward and backward, but if he wants to do splits, he can do that. So, I don't know, it's good. You got a lot of cool articulation with this figure. All right, moving on. And for accessories, Batman comes with a lot of extra hands. First off, he comes with this nice hand that has the forefinger and the thumb extended. Now, some people say that this is an item holding hand. I don't think so. It looks to be a hand where he can grab his chin and say, wow, look at that, chum, and stuff like that. But that's going to be up for you to decide. If you can put an item in there, more power to you. The next hand he comes with is what some would call a pointy finger, and it could be this is his pointy finger hand, or it could be another dancing type hand, like when he's trying to dance and he could be pointing up to the sky, da-da-da, da-da-da. Oh, cool stuff like that. Next, he does come with a pair of Batusi hands, and these are the hands that will give him the ability to do the whole Batusi thing where he puts his fingers in front of his eyes. A lot of Pulp Fiction dancing too, if you want to go with that route. That is pretty cool. And next he comes with a set of weapon item holding hands, and the first item that we are going to be taking a look at is the Batarang. And coming real close in on the Batarang, it's really nicely done in a blue plastic. It's got a good sculpt and mold to it. It looks like a bat, as it were. I mean, I think it looks a little more bat-like this way, but, you know, I think it was supposed to be going this way. And in the show, it would split right here in the middle. You could open it up and throw it around, and that is really neat. And you do have a little hole right here on the inside of this bat wing. And basically what you could do is you could go out and buy you some string and attach the string in there and use it as a rope and stuff like that. Why they didn't include the string, I don't know. It didn't seem like it would be that much of a price increase, but hey, it's a 53 cents at Walmart, so easy fix. All right, and that is your Batarang. And that will lead us to the other accessory item that he has, and that is going to be the Bat Radio. And taking a look at the Bat Radio, or transmitter, depending on what you want to call this thing, it's really nicely done in a black plastic and mold and sculpt. You got a little bit of red here and some gray for what would be the screen, and a speaker here and some antenna poking up there, and I like it. It's cute. It's designed really well. It's a little big, I think, but this is basically the design from the show. Nothing on the back except some more black. And I don't know, the way it's painted, it kind of looks like it's wood grain, but it's plastic, and it's neat, and Batman could hold this and use it to cancel torpedoes. Just make sure you have the batteries charged up. And yeah, it's a pretty cool little accessory. And that's your Bat Radio. And that is going to be Batman's accessories and alternate hands. Moving on. And for comparison with some other Batman, you have the McFarlane DC Multiverse 89 Michael Keaton Batman that came with the Batmobile. You have the Alex Ross Justice Batman that I always thought looked realistic because Alex Ross is that type of artist that makes his drawings look real. And even though this doesn't look real, this is my favorite Batman. You have the DC Essentials Nightfall Batman. And yes, I do have the DC Multiverse Nightfall Batman, but I think this is the far better looking Batman of the two. So yeah, those are some awesome Batman comparisons with your Adam West. And for comparison with some other DC Multiverse characters, here you have one with the Action Comics Superman, not the new reissued one, which I am looking for, and not the Christopher Reeves one, which I will be getting, and they will look a lot better with the Christopher Reeves and the Adam West Batman. I think that'll be cool. Here you have the Flash that came with the 2-pack with the Red Death, and the Green Lantern that came in the 2-pack with the Dawnbreaker. And I think this is really neat if it doesn't necessarily go along with the same genre, era, or period specific costumes. But if this is all you got, it makes a pretty good start to a weird time displayed Justice League. Alright, moving on. And this has been the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Classic Television Adam West Batman figure. And I loved this figure. I had hoped that we would get a classic Adam West Multiverse figure when they released all the other movie star Batmans like Michael Keaton and Val Kilmer, George Clooney, Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, and Robert Pattinson. But we have to remember that technically Adam West was in the first Batman movie back in 1966. It was an actual movie and he was in it, and I think it was great. So it made sense to give him a multiverse figure, even though McFarlane had that Target exclusive 66 line. But this is multiverse, dang it, and that's the best line, in my opinion. So yeah, this was a great figure. I love the sculpt and mold of it. I think the colors were just slightly off. Like I was saying before, I wish that the cowl, the gloves, the shorts, and the boots matched a little closer to the cape. It just looks a little off to me. The color of the outfit on the TV show did change, but it all kind of turned purplish after it worn a little bit, not this light blue. But anyway, the articulation of the figure is great. You got him being able to do all those cool bat dance poses, so I don't have any problems with that. The accessories of the Batarang, liked it. The only thing they could have done different with it is actually made it open and close and throw in a piece of string, for the love of God. It's not that expensive, but I was able to fix that. The bat radio was fun little accessory. And the only other accessory I'd like to have seen is maybe a can of bat shark repellent. That would have been awesome. Oh, and I did find out that in some packages they did have a collector's card. It was basically the same picture you had here with a little bit of a read-up. I was able to find that online, and here it is right here. If you're interested, take a minute, pause the video. You could read that and see what we didn't get in ours. And I don't know what allows you to get a collector's card. Maybe it was just short packed, or maybe quality control. It just isn't what it needs to be at the McFarlane Toy Store. But anyway, that's the collector's card if you were interested. I knew I wasn't crazy. I knew I'd seen it somewhere, and that's what it looks like. And that's pretty much all I can say about this guy. He was a classic figure from a classic series. And as you can see, I did pick up 2 of these. Actually, truth be told, I bought this thing 4 times because I pre-ordered 2 for myself and one of my buddies from the McFarlane store, but I found it on the shelves at Walmart a month before the pre-order was supposed to come in, and I thought that was strange. So I bought a 3rd one to give to my buddy because I knew I wanted to have it in his hands really quickly, and I found the rare Platinum Chase black and white version of this guy, which I knew my friend would love as well. And I bought that one. So All in all, I bought this guy 4 times, but personally, I'm just going to keep 2. One for this review that we just did, and one to stick in the museum because I think he's going to look great next to the Christopher Reeve Superman that was just revealed this weekend at the New York Comic Con. I hope everyone saw the cool reveals there, because we got a lot of cool multiverse figures still to come this year, and next year we're going to have a lot of good ones. So that is going to be it for the 66 Batman. If you're looking for this guy, you can find him on the shelves at your Walmart right now or online, and he will go anywhere between $25 to $30 depending on where you pick him up. And remember, if you are interested, there is a black and white platinum version out, so be on the lookout for him. Alright guys, that's it. That's the review. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great night, and until next time, keep playing.